So this is the second part out of 3 where I look at the exam paper 12 from November 2024, and I will be using the syllabus and the marine science book here to give good explanations. This one here is a lot about plants and producers, a lot about mangroves and oil spills and pollution. As always, any errors here are mine and mine alone, so let's go. So question 4 here dwells into section 3.1, cell structure and function. And we start by showing a plant cell. And this one here has the same version as figure 3.4 in your book. And we are asked to first name the different structures. So we start here. Black marking, there's only one of them, then it's a nucleus. B is the outermost part of a plant cell, so this must be the cell wall. Number C is a organelle. It is not the nucleus and it's not the mitochondria, so the only one left here could be the chloroplast. And finally, D, we have the liquid inside. That's a cytoplasm. All right. That's 3 easy points to get all these rights. So number C is a chloroplast, and they ask to state the function. And I'll just say photosynthesis, or to conduct photosynthesis. And finally, they ask us to state one similarity and one difference between the plant cell and a dinoflagellate cell. And for the dinoflagellates, then you have to go in and then think about the stuff we have in further on in the chapter. That can be found in section 3.5. So, what I would choose here, okay, I will say that similarities, both of them have chlorophyll and chloroplasts and can do photosynthesis. And the difference is that dinoflagellates has a flagellum they can use for movement. So our next question here is a 2-point question where they ask us to identify and label the leaf, the root, the rhizome, and the flower here on some seagrass. And in the book, this is figure 3.36, which shows the structure of the seagrass. And seagrass is a flowering plant, so there will be flowers here. You have the root, you have the rhizome, you have the flower, and you have the leaf. That's how simple that is. And we continue here with our seagrass. And this is a 4-point question. And if you remember this is 4 easy points because all you have to do is draw one line to its function. The one line is important. I saw some students here draw more than one line, like from leaf. It's important to choose the right one. So if we look at the leaf, this is the organ of photosynthesis. If you look at the root, its role is to anchor the seagrass to the substrate and to absorb the minerals. The flower is there for the sexual reproduction, and the rhizomes are there for the asexual reproduction. That's 4 very simple points. And again, in doubt, look at section 3.5 in your book. So the next question here deals with the mangrove forest of Nigeria. And they ask us to suggest 2 benefits to Nigeria of having a healthy mangrove forest. Here we look into section 5.6 in the book, mangrove forest, but we are also looking into section 6.1, human interactions with the ecosystem. So they only ask for 2 benefits, but I have chosen quite a few, you can say here. You can say there's a benefit to have a source for timber for construction or for firewood. A mangrove forest will reduce erosion. A mangrove forest will protect the coastline from storms. A healthy mangrove forest will increase biodiversity. It can also give income from tourism, and it's a nursery for smaller fish, and thereby it can increase fish population. There are others you can mention, but these are just the 6 I think are the most important. You only have to choose 2. Then we have a single point question here, who dwells into section 6.5, energy from the sea, and they ask what could the benefits be to Nigeria to be a country that extracts oil. And the benefits can be, as I see it, they have access to a steady supply of energy, there is income from the export of oil and fossil fuels, and there's a cheap energy source for the country. Remember, you only have to choose one of these. So our next question here deals with section 6.8, understanding climate change. And they ask us to explain how the use of extracted oil may contribute to climate change. And I see quite a few students here who just write, burning oil causes global warming. And this is, of course, not wrong, but since it's a 3-point question, we need to come up with more if we want to get the points. So here is how I would do it. I would say burning fossil fuels releases CO2 to the atmosphere. CO2 contributes to global warming as greenhouse gases trap heat in the atmosphere, and this causes the enhanced greenhouse effect. So now they ask us to suggest 2 effects of climate change on use areas containing mangrove forest. This again 6.8, but also leads back to the mangrove forest chapter. This year there are many good possible answers. I have chosen a few that I think will fit, but there are many good answers you can come up with here. My answer would be that global warming causes an increase in water temperature and can cause an increase in sea level. This will increase the water level around the mangroves, an increased amount of CO2 in the water, lower pH, and make the water more acidic. Both affect changes the habitat for the mangrove forest. Warmer water also causes stronger tropical storms that can damage the forest. Both can have a damaging effect on the mangrove. This way, I'm pretty sure we will get all the points. So they ask us about the impact of oil spills, and they ask us to name 2 ways the impact of these spills can be reduced. The command word here is name, so I don't have to explain a whole lot. There are 4 different ways we can look at oil spills. All of this in chapter 6.7 or 6.5, energy from the sea. So I will say skimmers, booms, controlled burning. You can also talk about chemical sprays. Yeah. Our last question here looks into section 6.9, but also into the agriculture chapter. So, good question. They ask us to suggest one reason why this here is a form of agriculture. And I would say that, well, the mangroves are grown in controlled conditions in a protected environment before being replanted in the wild. That is pretty much what agriculture is. And explain one reason why this project may not be successful. We'll say that if the pollution is not removed, the new planted will still suffer from the impact and might die.